What is up, and happy Mental Push Up Monday, baby. We here. So today, friends, we are going to talk about jumping into traffic. So about 2 months ago, I had the opportunity to drive to New Jersey. Now, often when I get to New Jersey, I'm usually like, yo, I'm not driving. That's it. Because it's just very different from down south down here. You know, we politely merge onto the highway. But when you get in New Jersey, there is no merge lane. Literally, you are driving on the highway and you just see cars, they just hop on the E-way. I thought it was very different. I'm like, yo, I'm not driving here. Comment down below if you are from New Jersey. I got mad respect for you. I personally cannot do it. As I watched these cars just jump into traffic, I thought to myself, I said, man, this is so relevant to life. Because oftentimes, you know, we'll hesitate and we'll overthink things versus like just doing it, right? Like I know myself, I am an overthinker. Like before this past year, I read 1,000 books. I did. But the most I've learned is by just jumping, like just by doing it. Like this year, I had someone to push me, I just did it. And I've learned so much more by just actually getting in the arena and doing the work, right? And so I just want to share with you the 3 keys to jumping into traffic. Number 1, I would say, don't overthink it. And I'm speaking to myself here because I definitely have a habit of like contemplating and really thinking on things, and often that can like drum up fears inside of me. But a lot of times it's not as bad as I even think it is. Like a few months ago, I had the opportunity to go indoor skydiving. I'm afraid of heights. Like I don't do heights. So I literally was like so afraid to do it. But once I did it, I was like, oh, it's just not even that bad. Like here I am, like thinking about it all day. Like what is this going to be like? Wasn't even that bad. Which leads to the second point. I just did it. Like I went out there just like the people on that highway. They just hop into traffic. They just went out there and do it. And honestly, as I reflect back on this year, as I said, I've read a ton of books, a lot of things, but the most growth that has happened for me is this year because I was actually in there doing the work. And I figured out a lot of things about myself. I still would have thought in my head, I was like, oh, I want to be a speaker. No, actually, I don't. That's not really what I want to do. But I wouldn't have learned that unless I jumped into the traffic. So I want to challenge you here. If there's something that you are striving for, is there something you want to do? Just jump out there. Just do it, friends. And lastly, I would say this. I want to reemphasize here that we learn by doing. The conditions don't have to be perfect. You don't have to be perfect. You literally just got to jump out there and do whatever it is that thing that you want to do. Because you're going to learn everything you need to know by actually getting in the arena. In closing, I'll say this. Each one of us have our own traffic. Something that, you know, maybe we're hesitant on. Maybe it's something that's challenging for each one of us. And that is okay because we are human beings. You know, I'll be honest here. My vulnerability is traffic for me. It's challenging. Like I am like a performer, achievement, things like that. But what I value the most is intimate, deep connections. And vulnerability is the way to get there. That's my traffic. And today was an emotionally challenging day for me. You know, sometimes it feels good to like blame other people, like, oh, it's their fault. But when you have to sit with yourself, it can be a little challenging sometimes. Being self-reflective and really taking a hard look in the mirror can be challenging. But what I realized when I walked away from the conversation with self, I said, self, we've got to jump into traffic. I realized that I was overthinking it, and my fears and my I have to have it all together and this, that, and the other was stopping me from the thing that I actually deeply want. So I challenge you, whatever your traffic is, whatever it is, I challenge you to just jump out there. It doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be all together. You'll figure it out as you go. Don't hesitate. Just jump.